Now it's a fourth try. Hopefully this one will work. This is Elaine from Nabi Wool Studio. You can find my hand-dyed wool shop on Etsy, Nabi Wool Studio. You can find me on Instagram, Elaine Max Seb, on Ravelry. Instagram is Elaine Tom. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter also. Instagram goes right to Twitter. So here I am. It's been about a week and I'm back, and hopefully this actually does go up so that I am actually back. The previous ones that I've done, I find that I was just rambling, and I'm not sure that I made any sense, and I didn't want to just... Usually I just post whatever I've done, but this time I'm trying a little bit harder to be coherent. So last time I podcasted, I showed a whole bunch of FOs and no whips. This one will have absolutely no FOs, and I didn't finish anything, and it's going to be only a couple of whips. Most of my things that I'm working on are secret, so I can't actually even show them to you, and I'm not sure with some of them when they're going to be released. So let's talk about what I have that I can show you, and then we'll go from there. So this is releasing tomorrow, and it's a beauty. It's from Boylan Knitworks, Caitlin Hunter, and okay, here we go. So it's a color work yoke, and hopefully the light is good. So the main color here is Mondim from Retrosaria, and it's this heathered red. I made a hat a while back with it and decided I really needed a sweater's quantity, so this was the perfect project for that. And I used two contrast colors so far, Jameson Shetland, the Shetland Spindrift. It's pistachio and camel. So the pistachio is the greenish color and camel is the birds. So that's been lots of fun. I separated the sleeves from the body, and then there's stockinette for a while, and then there is more color work at the end, and there will be baubles also. So I'm looking forward to that, but I will not be able to finish by tomorrow's deadline. So look for that in the future. I am also working on something for Teti, her chest knit between petals. It's color work yoke. There's color work on the before the hem. So I'm up to the ribbing, which you guys know I am not very fast with, so it will take me a little bit, and then I will get to the sleeves. But it's going fairly quickly anyway. So the main color is Donna Smith, and it's the 2018 clip, and the contrast is Nabi Wool Studio. And that has been completely enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to be able to wear this. Then I have Atrium from Yamagara, Brenda, and this is, I believe, the back, but I'm not completely sure. So the main color, Nabi Wool Studio, speckled yoke. So you see there's all kinds of speckles in it. And then the contrast is Berry Smash Up. So there's these pearl strips throughout the thing, and so you can leave the pearl strips alone, or you can have the option, which I picked, to crochet the contrast color in, and then you also have a short sleeve version or an elbow length version, and I'm going with the elbow length for now. And that is it for the whips that I have that I can show. And then recently I dyed up some mohair. Not sure I can't seem to figure out how to actually show it properly, but it's this orangish color, and I took advantage of Jacqueline Sleeslack's birthday sale, and I ended up buying Ursa, and I signed up for her newsletter and got Racina. So depending on which contrast color I go with the mohair will determine which I'm doing, Ursa or Ursina. Ursa is bulky weight, and Ursina can be sport or worsted. So I have several different ideas, and they're all different weights. So depending on which one I go with will determine which one I cast on first. And at the moment, I'm too busy to cast on anything anyway, so I have some time to think about it some more. So several podcasts ago, I asked what you guys would like me to talk about. So as the episodes go, I will talk about different things that you guys asked me to mention. And the first thing that I'm going to talk about is how I get so many things done. I actually don't think I get very many things done. I am not a good sitting idle person. I cannot sit and not do things. So I will always see things that I need to do, whether it's tidying up or whatever. And thanks to having 2 boys, there's always that. I also am always knitting, constantly, whenever I can. I will take things with me everywhere. I actually even take 2 projects sometimes, or most of the time, because I don't want to be stuck at a point where I can't do something, whether it's I don't have a tool, or the needle has to change, or I ran out of yarn. So I will always have 2 things at least, so I have options of going back and forth, or if I get tired of doing a certain thing. So I usually also get everything. So a lot of times I'll get things where the body and the sleeves are separated, and then I switch on to something else, and then I have a whole bunch of little last minute finishes to do, and I crank out a whole bunch of FOs all at once, or it seems like I crank out all these sweaters all at once. So I feel like that sometimes is the way things happen, or why things happen. I do admit that sometimes I'm even surprised on how certain things got done, because I knew I didn't have time to do things, but somehow I fit it in. And I just really like it, I guess, and I do it often. I am not a fast knitter at all, and everybody thinks that I lie about that because I seem to have a lot of FOs, but I don't. I've actually seen a lot of other knitters that are so fast that it's actually hard for me to watch. So I wish I was faster. I can't seem to pick up on the speed. I've tried to teach myself how to continental knit. I bought a Crafts C class a while back. I don't think I ever finished it, actually. But I do actually I'm able to knit continental, because the technique that I use to do color work is using both hands. So the dominant color is always done continental style, because I'm holding both yarns at the same time. But when I'm just doing stockinette and stuff like that, I cannot seem to get myself to knit that way. I always end up throwing, and I find that obviously because I'm used to throwing, that my tension is a lot better when I'm throwing, and I'm faster. I don't know when I'll have the time to actually make myself try to sit there and really stick with continental. Maybe I'll have to take on a project just for that, a project for myself, not a test knit. But I do think also it would probably be good for my hands and my arms if I change it up every once in a while and do continental style instead of throwing. I also know that with my throwing, I also don't knit typically the way most throwers do. I end up letting go of my needles off all the time when I take my yarn, and I also don't wrap it around my finger to give the tension that way. I'm not sure how I achieve really good tension with the way I knit, but I do have good tension. So it's never been a problem for me. And so it works. I like to have a whole bunch of things on my needles, so that I guess that also makes it seem like I get a lot done, because I have so many things working that it's just sheer quantity of things. So I think that it's misleading that I'm fast. I think I do get a lot done just because I do it a lot. So I hope that answers your questions. I will literally take it with me everywhere, even if I'm gone for 5 minutes. There was one time that I went to go get something for the kids, and the store was not opening till 11, and it was 10:55, and I actually sort of went nuts, because I thought, why did I not bring my knitting? And now I'm standing here for 5 minutes doing absolutely nothing. So I don't like to waste any minute of time whenever I can. So I do get a lot done, and I find that I don't necessarily sit and knit for long periods of time either. I'm getting up and doing other things also, so I'm always multitasking in a way. But that is how I seem to get things done. I'm not sure if it works for everybody, and I'm not even sure it works completely for me, but that's the way I am. I also had gotten questions on how I pick my test knits, and I can sort of go into that. There's many answers with that. I pick my test knits because obviously I see something that is absolutely gorgeous and I feel I need to make that. A lot of times I see something and I know which colors I want to put together for that will work brilliantly for that pattern, and that's sometimes how I take on something. I also take on projects because I know it will be enjoyable. I sometimes take on projects because there's a technique that I've always wanted to learn. I sometimes take on test knit because the construction is interesting. So there's really, I guess, not a set reason why I pick certain test knits. I also have a tendency to love certain designers, and the whips that I showed are all designers I really, really love. Caitlin Hunter, I've pretty much knit almost every single one of her sweaters, and Teti, I think I've knit every single one in the past at least 6 months. And Yamagara is a person I've recently started testing for and really love all of her work also, and she does wonderful pottery, by the way, which I also have now in my home, and that was another thing that I've always wanted to learn, but I did not end up doing it. I took 1 or 2 classes and then had to stop, but hopefully I can find a place here when this is all over and try my hand at pottery again. So it's usually I see designs that I love from certain designers, and I do have a tendency to kind of do all of their designs, and sometimes I reach a saturation point and I need to switch up, and I'm always trying to find new designers or new to me and try working on their things, because I find that every single designer has a different way of working. So it's just adding more to your arsenal by learning different techniques, or doing things in a different order sometimes, or realizing that certain techniques work for certain projects but not necessarily for others. It's just always a learning thing, and I do like to always discover new things. And I think that even though I've been knitting for a very long time, I'm still in the process of constantly learning and excited about that. I think the next thing I really want to tackle is intarsia. I have not really done that much of that, and I hope that I would get better with that. The light is changing. So, another thing I'm going to do on the 19th, I believe, is the cast on for the Hylia mitts from Alex Bird, and I'm going to try to join in, or I am going to join in. I will hopefully have time to do it and finish the mitts in time. I think it's cast on is February 19th, and beginning of March or mid-March is the deadline for the mitts. So I will try a new technique with that. It's a rosamine, and I think that's an Estonian technique. But anyway, I will join in. I love Alex's work, and I'm looking forward to having very beautiful mitts. I think I've sort of decided on my colors, but I haven't completely finalized on that, and hopefully next time I will show you what I chose, or actually will show you hopefully the finished mitt. I'm not sure if I mentioned in this episode that the kids are starting their ski break next week, so for 2 weeks, so this is why I wanted to make sure I got this episode out now, because I know that it would take me several more weeks before I got to this. I'm not sure. See, I'm all confused on which topic I spoke about that's actually on this this version that I'm putting out. I don't know if I spoke about it, but anyway, I'll bring it up. I did a preview knit for Brooklyn Tweed, or I don't know if it's a beta knit or a preview knit, but anyway, that's coming out. I do believe I talked about this already, so I'm not going to bring it up again. I showed that yesterday on my Instagram, and the release will be on the 24th of February. And I have been working on a lot of different things with a lot of different techniques recently, some very interesting things, and things that I know that will be really fun to show. So this is actually, I guess, sort of short, but I feel I'm rambling, so I don't want to go on too long and ramble again and not show or not post the episode. I am going to celebrate tomorrow the Lunar New Year, and for those who celebrate, Happy New Year to all of you. It's the year of the ox, and I'm hoping that everything will be bullish, and that we will get out of this pandemic and all the craziness that's going on around the world with coups and this impeachment, and all that stuff will work itself out, and we will finally get back to some sort of normalcy. I am really looking forward to traveling again. I really miss seeing my family and my home in New York and my friends, and being able to go out and see people and eat a meal and all those things again, and not knowing when that's all going to be possible is really, really stressful. I'm now starting to feel like I don't remember what is normal anymore. And every once in a while when I watch movies and I see concerts and festivals and stuff like that, it seems nearly impossible in our near future, and I hope that that is not the case. But I am hoping that this new lunar year will really, really bring us lots of fortune, and I hope I will see you guys again soon. Bye.